Thanks to EA for the game code. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's time for another mansion on a 64 by 64 lot. And this time it's an underground pool mansion. You can here already see it. And the pool is going below the deck at the top. So your Sims can kind of swim a lap around the other pool that's at the top. Kind of hard to explain, but you will see what I'm building here. And yeah, here I'm starting to work on the house itself. I wanted to have a really modern layout. It kind of gives off modern farmhouse conversion vibes, and in a way it also doesn't because the style is totally different. But whenever I see this combination of black windows and black roofs, it just kind of gives me these vibes, and I love this type of style. And I wanted to use multiple levels again. I wanted to use platforms, so it looks super interesting. And here I'm working on the roofing because I wanted to make sure that I would have lots of balconies. I just wanted the roof going around it. So I just started off to create this shape. And I was using the windows from the Greenhouse Haven kit here, and the square windows in the center are from Snowy Escape, but I've only used the Snowy Escape ones on this specific wall because I just wanted them to, I don't know, just wanted to have this look. And I've used the Greenhouse Haven windows everywhere. I've built houses in a similar style like years ago, and back then the Greenhouse Haven kit wasn't out yet, and I had to use different windows, like the base game one, for example, the tiny one, and I just stacked them on top of each other to create this look, or I overlapped different windows and all that. So you really had to do all kinds of tricks to achieve this look. But now that we got the Greenhouse Haven kit, we finally have a window which looks like this, which is awesome. So this build is all about the different levels and also the pools, of course. I mean, it's an underground pool mansion, so the pools are important, but I feel like the most eye-catching feature of this mansion are the different levels, and you can approach this in different ways. So I wanted to have a walkout basement situation here, and you can simply use a basement, because when you build a basement and you go one level down to the basement and you click on your room and you go one level up, you will see a yellow outline, and you can simply remove the ceiling. And this is such a cool way to create walkout basements and all kinds of different builds. It's a very simple way to create cool builds, but here in this case I didn't want to do it this way, because when you use a basement you will simply have the basement's walls on the sides of your lot, because it's just a basement. You still have a room at the bottom and the ceiling is removed, but I wanted everything to kind of flow into each other, so I wanted to use the terrain tools. So this way I have a part of the building sitting very low, but I can just smooth out the terrain, and it's looking very natural, and I just love using the terrain tools. And in this case I once again used a very simple trick where I just built a room. I then build a floor piece on top, and I kind of extend the floor piece. So there's kind of an overhang, and when I then click at the room at the bottom, I click on the arrow and I move it down, so the room is kind of going into the ground. You will see that the terrain is kind of around your room, and it's sitting like lower than the main level of your lot. And I like to have like an overhang going on with a floor piece, because I move it down until the extended floor piece is sitting right above the terrain at the top. And this way I have my walkout basement room at the bottom, and I have a floor piece which is sitting directly above the terrain at the top, and I can simply build my room on top, which is super cool because I can use the terrain tools. I have a walkout basement going on, and this is how I created this build. But let's talk about the pool. So you just saw how I was kind of fighting the foundation at the bottom because I wasn't sure how to do this at first. But yeah, I basically just built a round room at first and added a pool in the room. And I then built another pool at the bottom, and you can here see how I'm placing a little cube from the Desert Lux kit, and this is how I used to create round pools, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it again in the future because we cannot have like curved inward pools generally, but this is how I created all the round pools and all my builds before the round pools update came out. But here in this case I still used the little cube because I thought it looked cool to have this border going around the pool, which I had built at the bottom. And my idea is to have like a small pool at the top, which has a cool shape, and the Sims can like leave the house in the back and they can just lounge at the pool. They can like go for a little swim. It's a really normal sized pool for a mansion, like just a regular small pool. But then we have this giant big pool at the bottom, which is going underground, and it's going around the pool at the top. You can here see how I'm working on the pool at the bottom. At first, I wasn't sure which shape I was going for. You can see that I'm making so many changes to the pool here. I kept it in the videos so you can really see the process and how I was figuring out what to create here. And I also wasn't sure how to like really make the area look where the pool kind of goes underground. I at first wanted to use some tiny rooms, one tile big, to have some type of gate, but I made so many changes to this, and you can see that there are like rooms at the bottom behind the bottom pool, and this is going to be a complete spa and gym area. So I thought, okay, we have this normal pool at the top, going for a little swim, just regular mansion things kind of, but then we have the whole spa and gym area at the bottom, and we have this giant pool where you could like go and swim some laps to exercise or something. So I was going for this type of thing. This was kind of the main idea behind this build, and you will see later in the video when I furnish how I'm like working on this huge gym area. And here I decided to use some windows from the high school expansion pack to have a custom fence. So I simply built a wall, I placed my windows on the wall, and I then got rid of the wall, and the windows still remain. You just have to make sure to use the move objects sheet when you do this kind of thing, because when you don't use move objects and you delete a wall, all the like doors and windows are getting removed. So if you want to use this little trick, you just have to use the move objects sheet to do this. I then thought, okay, we have all these different levels going on. Why not just throw a basement into the mix? Because at this point, I thought, okay, I'd use like the little trick that I was talking about to avoid using a basement, but I was going for another level. I thought, okay, we are digging deeper here. We need more levels. And this whole build, I was kind of out of control. I added so many different levels, but I thought, okay, it's looking cool. It's not making a lot of sense like to have this extra level, but this way I was actually able to also add some windows to the pool at the bottom, because I think it looks so cool to add windows to a pool, to be honest. And here I'm working on a little basketball court. These items are from City Living. City Living both provides like this pattern thing for the basketball court, but also the basketball hoops, so it's completely functional and your Sims can just play basketball. You just need City Living for this. And I used a fence from Get to Work, I think. I always think that this specific fence is from City Living because in my mind it kind of belongs to the basketball court, but it doesn't. It's from Get to Work, and it's completely like a completely different thing, but it's just the perfect fence if you want to build a basketball court on your mansion, like on your lot, when you're working on a mansion. So shout out to this specific fence. I can totally recommend it to you. If you own Get to Work and you want this look, just grab this amazing fence. And I expanded the build a bit. I thought, okay, it was very centered, like in the center of the lot. It was very heavy in the center. Like when you looked at it, the visual weight was just, there was a lot going on in the center. And I just felt like I needed like another section on the left side, so it made sense visually, and also more rooms, more space for cool stuff in a mansion. I then added some palm trees. The tall palm trees are from Growing Together in Debug, Olive added, and the tiny palm trees are from the Lost Rock expansion pack. We got some really, really cool palm trees in Lost Rock, and I just combined them. I just wanted to have this really overgrown, lush look behind the basketball court. And I was, of course, kind of struggling to make the terrain work. I said earlier that I was really excited to use the terrain tools, and that's true, but I was also running into a couple of problems. Here you can see that the floor, when you closely look, the floor is kind of making a dent into the terrain, and this is why I explained earlier that I always make sure that my top floor piece is sitting directly above the terrain, so it's not making a dent into the terrain. I think what happened here was that I initially made sure that there's no dent in the terrain and everything is kind of level, but I then probably changed the wall height to the room at the bottom, and I didn't think of this, and because I already placed everything, I didn't want to move everything up, and so I just worked around this issue and made it work and added some stairs and lowered the terrain a bit, as you can here see. But in case you want to use this little building trick, this is why you should really keep in mind that everything is level, and then you can start building. And it also totally makes sense to really set your heart on a wall height at first for the bottom room. You can make all the changes to the rooms which are sitting on your floor piece at the top, but this might cause issues. And yeah, here I'm just applying wallpaper. I was going for a white, very basic, simple wallpaper. I just wanted to have this contrast between the wallpaper and my dog windows because I was going for this look. I then laid out a path here. I'm going to make changes to this, so I didn't like the shape, but this object is from, I think, from Spa Day. I don't even remember. I used it so often in so many builds, and I talked about it in so many videos, but I completely forgot. No, I remember. It's from Get Together, actually, which is super random because I think it's an item which is supposed to go into a pool, but it seems so modern and random, but I feel like Get Together generally has a mix of different styles going on, but in my head I always think Spa Day, also because of the Stony Goodness slab. That's what it's called in the game. I always kind of think of the Stony Goodness slab when I'm using this item. And yeah, I've used patio furniture from the Perfect Patio Stuff pack, my favorite pack when it comes to patio furniture, which makes sense, I guess. I mean, after all, it's the Perfect Patio Stuff pack. And I also placed a bar down there because I just wanted to really use the space which I had initially just created to have some fancy windows in the pool. So I just made use of the space. I placed a bar there and your Sims can chill there. I've placed so much furniture around the pool and everything. Your Sims can really lounge everywhere if you should use this build. There's so much going on. And here I'm already furnishing. And this is the gym area. It's on the left side. It's directly connected to the underground pool area, as I said earlier, so Sims can go for a swim. And yeah, I wanted to include enough gym equipment. I chose this dark wallpaper. It's from the fitness stuff pack, and so is the gym equipment. So I thought, okay, I'm going to focus on this pack for this room. I also used the little sofa and armchair from the pack. So this is a really fitness stuff pack centered room. I wasn't sure where to place the sofa at first because I knew that I would like to include a bathroom somewhere. So I was kind of moving around the furniture, and this is kind of more like a public bathroom in a way because you can here see that each shower has its own individual room. I once again wanted to use the shower from the fitness stuff pack and not the shower from Discover University, for example, where you don't need a room for the shower because the shower has a curtain and the Sims will go in there even when other Sims are in the room. But I again wanted to focus on the fitness stuff pack, so I just created individual small rooms, and I then eventually decided to have 4 small rooms, and one is for a toilet. There's also a sink, of course, but this is mainly about taking a shower after exercising. But of course, it makes sense to have at least one toilet down there. But I thought if you have a big household living in this mansion and you have multiple Sims exercising at once, they can go and take a shower. So I wanted to include this bathroom, and it's directly next to the gym area. This is kind of like a hallway where I've just placed a beautiful painting from City Living and a sofa. So this is really just a hallway, nothing fancy, and it's connecting like the gym area to the rest of the underground area. And I still placed windows down there, even though the terrain is kind of directly behind the windows. But I feel like it's like where you have when you have windows in a basement and there's still some light getting in. This room here is very like sun flooded compared to the other basement rooms because the pool is directly behind this area. And this is the hot tub room. I just decided to have a complete room for the hot tub, and I just decorated this. I used the lighting straps from Spa Day around it, and I then used this floor decoration from Spa Day in the center to like decorate it, and I used this lamps around it. So this is really just a really fancy room. I thought it makes sense to like chill in the hot tub, and then you can see the pool behind like the windows, and I just wanted to connect this. And as you will see, I'm also going to include another pool on the inside, which is very small. And it's so cool that we have the round pools because, like, look at this. This is like such a tiny random pool. I mean, it seems random. I'm going to explain in a second. But you have this small pool, but it still looks fancy because of its shape. I just love the round pools so much. And yeah, I'm going to include a sauna. And my idea was to like have a pool with super cold water. So you go to the sauna and then you go for a swim to cool off. I mean, usually a small pool is included in sauna areas. Of course, this is just like the idea behind it because it's just a pool. It's just like the other pools, and your Sims can go for a swim. But this build is all about the pools, so yeah, your Sims can also just hang out there, take a swim. And I also like wanted to like use creative ideas to fill the space. After all, this is like really big. The whole underground area is big. The whole lot is really big. So I thought having another pool would be so cool, but it's not as big as the other ones. Really just a small pool for the sauna area. And yeah, this is the living area. This is the dining room actually. It's an open floor plan as always, or most of the time in my builds. And yeah, you can like use the door on the left side, and you can also go to the outside and you could like eat there. I wanted to like have a dining table on the outside as well, so if your Sims cook in the kitchen they can just go outside and eat in theory. And yeah, this is the beautiful kitchen. I love the counters and I love the cabinets. I just love the whole look. And I wanted to be a bit creative with the kitchen backsplash. So I've used a combination of the new item from Lost Truck, which is a kitchen backsplash. You can just place it on a wall behind a kitchen. But I then also wanted to include the like this light feature from Lost Truck. It's like a lamp, a decorative lamp, and also some shelves. I just wanted to make this area look interesting. At first I wasn't sure if I really wanted to use the kitchen backsplash because it looks much more rustic than the house in general and the interior design. But I then thought, okay, it's like making the interior a bit more interesting. It's a small pop of color, and it's also like cool to have this contrast between the rustic looking kitchen backsplash and the really minimalistic modern design. And this also inspired me to just incorporate blue here and there in the interior. So you will see that I'm using like different small blue items like in different areas to have a pop of color. I think the blue looks so lovely. It's wonderful. And also we have this whole pool theme going on, so it probably makes sense to incorporate blue here and there. I also found this rug. It's not like a perfect match when it comes to the blue color. It's like this wonderful, beautiful blue color in the black backsplash. It also reminds me of Santorini, for example, and it's so stunning. The rug has like a more greenish blue, so it's not like a perfect match, but I still think it looks so cool. And I also wanted to say thank you so much for like commenting my videos, for watching my videos. Like I kind of took a break without really like wanting to take a break or announcing it. I wasn't just posting as often, but now that I'm back to like posting as often as I can, like I'm just always building, and some builds take longer, like this one for example. I definitely like wanted to post 1 or 2 days earlier than I did, but this is just gigantic. And like for those of you who have been around here, you know, even like when I'm posting all the time, some builds just take longer, and I might be working on a build for 5 days or something. But I've been like continuously working on builds and stuff, and I'm just so happy to be back. I'm so happy to read your comments and to like talk to you here in these videos, and I'm just so excited to be back. Thank you so much for your support and for like watching again, and sorry for like not posting as often beforehand, but like I'm really back to building, and the spark is also back. I'm enjoying this so much, and you can always leave like some suggestions if you want to see something specific. If you like, I don't know, just if you have some feedback or a request, just leave a comment down below. I'm just so excited to be back, and yeah, I just hope that you really enjoy this mansion, hopefully. But I gotta say, whenever I'm building, I just, my mind always goes back to the Barbie builds. Like, I've created so many Barbie builds, and it's like really always, I don't know, I just want to create another Barbie build. Let me know if you would want to see this, or if it's like enough Barbie on this channel already. But I just felt so inspired by the penthouse, which I created when I was in the Lost Track early access. I was so excited about the pink swatches and the penthouse in general. I just love Barbie in pink, and I just feel like creating like maybe a Barbie penthouse, like full on Barbie. Let me know what you think and if you would want to see it. And yeah, this is like the top floor. There are bedrooms. They're not super spacious, but I feel like they kind of make sense because some bedrooms are like so gigantic, and then it almost looks like a hotel suite. But here I just tried to make sure that there are enough bedrooms, and the house isn't as gigantic as you would think because I've used so much space for the landscaping, of course. So this is kind of the master bedroom, so this is gigantic compared to the other ones, but the other ones are compact and all that. And yeah, this is almost it. This video is slowly coming to an end. I've added so many screenshots so you can really take a look at this mansion. This build is available in the gallery. It's CC free and unmodded in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. You can also always find all the information in the description box. You can also find the tray files on Patreon. All my tray files are in early access for 2 weeks, and then they go public. There are so many public tray files on my Patreon already, so you can check this out as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are all doing so well, and thank you so much for watching and for being here. I love you all so much, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.